I think most actors' dream is to be able to do a period piece film, but I got to do an every period piece film.
Welcome back to Hollywood Stars Unfiltered. I'm your girl Holly, so grab your margaritas because it is about to get juicy. Y'all, this tea is scalding. Blake Lively, yes, our queen of effortless elegance and red carpet slay, has found herself in a Hollywood mess so chaotic it's practically a soap opera. And just when you thought things couldn't get any wilder, bam! There's now a secret recording, supposedly made by her own daughter, that could flip this entire scandal on its head. Are we living in a Netflix thriller? Because it's giving plot twist. Let's unpack this messy situation. Blake Lively has spent years perfecting her image. Flawless yet relatable, effortlessly glamorous yet down to earth. One day she's at a movie premiere dripping in couture. The next she's cracking jokes with Ryan Reynolds like she's your bestie. Fans love her because she's got that cool girl who also bakes cookies energy. But now, that carefully curated image is under fire and Hollywood is watching. But anyway, this all started with a film adaptation of a beloved novel, directed and co-written by Justin Baldoni with Blake in a starring role. Sounds like a dream team, right? Nope. Instead of a smooth, uplifting production, we got a behind-the-scenes dumpster fire filled with clashing egos, secret text messages, and now an alleged recording that could change everything. At first, everything looked picture perfect. Justin was out here hyping up Blake's talent, calling her a vision for the role, and Blake was playing along, smiling, praising his passion for the project, and saying all the right things, Hollywood's dream team, right? But then, the vibe shifted fast. See, Justin wasn't just another co-star, he was also directing and co-writing the film, meaning he was the unavoidable center of the production.
Oh, it's so hard. Look, first of all, being a director is a very lonely job and there's a lot of pressure. And I think the only way that I got through it is I just surrounded myself with people that were so much smarter than me. As it relates to the acting part, it's a heavy load to carry. I wanted to do as much justice as I could to survivors by making Ryle as truthful as possible.
Every decision, every creative choice, every major interview, it all led back to him. And according to sources, that did not sit well with Blake, who, let's be real, is used to being the main character. One moment she's praising Justin's vision, and the next, insiders say she started seeing him less as a collaborator and more as a competitor. And then came the whispers. Reports started surfacing that Blake felt sidelined. The way interviews were being structured, too much focus on Justin. The way marketing was shaping up, giving him the spotlight, people on set started catching tension. Subtle at first, like Blake keeping her answers short in press junkets or exchanging pointed glances with producers when Justin was speaking. But soon, it escalated. Some crew members claimed Blake was privately venting about how she was the real draw for audiences, how her face was what would sell this movie. And yet, Justin was getting top billing in every major headline. It didn't help that Justin's social media was flooded with behind-the-scenes content, and Blake barely featured. Was it intentional or just an oversight? Whatever it was, it became a thing. And then came the Texas. At first, Blake was dropping hints, subtle then not so subtle, that Justin was running a stealth PR campaign to undermine her. And in Hollywood, being labeled difficult is basically a career death sentence. If audiences believe a star is hard to work with, opportunities start disappearing real quick. So when Blake started suggesting that someone was feeding negative stories to the press, the internet ran with it. Fans were divided. Was this another case of a powerful woman being unfairly villainized, or was Justin really playing behind-the-scenes chess? But then Justin's team hit back hard. In a move no one saw coming, they released a series of unedited text messages that flipped the entire narrative.
I'm honored, and I'm also more honored that because, what we're talking about is so important and so meaningful, that we're able to have this much anticipation, and so many people want to go see it and are talking about it. Like, that's what I'm grateful for.
And you had a key part in bringing it to the big screen. How did this all come to be?
Well, in 2019, I read the book. I was sent the book by my book agent and friend at the time, and I was looking for films that could inspire, that were commercially viable, but also could really reach in and touch somebody's heart.
Turns out Blake wasn't just frustrated, she was allegedly pulling strings behind the scenes, using her very powerful Hollywood connections, Ryan Reynolds, and a few other industry heavyweights to get her way. The text allegedly showed Blake talking about how she had her dragons, yes, she apparently called them that, who could handle things if the film didn't go in the direction she wanted. And if that wasn't dramatic enough, Some producers also claim they received veiled threats, not the mobster movie kind, but the Hollywood version, subtle warnings about how Blake could make their lives very difficult if she wasn't happy with how things were going. And then things went nuclear. Suddenly, the poor Blake being silenced narrative crumbled. Now people were wondering, was she the one trying to control the film? Was she actually manipulating things behind the scenes while playing the victim? And just when everyone thought the scandal had peaked, bam, Blake's own lawyer dropped her, and a mysterious recording entered the chat. Now, here's where things get really messy. Blake's own attorney, someone who's been by her side for years, handling contracts, negotiations, and probably more NDA-covered secrets than we'll ever know, suddenly quit. And not just quietly behind the scenes. No. They made a public statement about it. And in Hollywood, it never happens. Normally, when a high-profile star and their lawyer part ways, it's all hush-hush, a vague scheduling conflicts excuse, or a quiet withdrawal from the case. But this time, the attorney basically pulled a mic drop and walked away with a statement that all but screamed, "I've seen things and I want."
And we went into the audition and he signed in, and then the casting director came out and said, "Blake?" And Eric said, "Yep, that's her." And I just thought I was gonna die. And she said, "We don't have you on our call sheet." And he said, "Oh," and he put his agency's name. And so I auditioned, and I didn't know what to say in that moment. I was 16, and my brother had just written my name on a piece of paper, and they were looking at me, so I walked in the room and did the audition.
At this point, the internet lost its mind. Like, what could be so bad that even her own legal team, the people paid to defend her, wanted nothing to do with this? Lawyers are trained to fix messy situations, not run from them. So for someone this close to Blake to publicly bail, yeah, it was a major red flag. And just when everyone thought things couldn't get worse, enter the secret recording. This is where things take a wild turn. Just when we thought this Hollywood scandal had reached its peak, bam, a secret recording enters the chat. And not just any recording. This one allegedly came from Blake's own daughter. Yes, you read that right. Word on the street is that while Blake was on set, her little one, just innocently playing with a phone, accidentally hit record. And what did the recording allegedly capture? Blake discussing strategies to make Justin look bad. If this audio exists, and that's a big if, it could be game over for Blake's entire narrative. Because up until this point, her claims about Justin being controlling, manipulative, and the mastermind behind her bad press had people split. Some believed her, others weren't so sure. But if this recording actually proves that Blake was orchestrating things behind the scenes, yikes. Naturally, the internet exploded. Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit went wild, debating whether this was real or just another rumor in an already messy saga. Could a Hollywood star really be this careless, saying something this damaging with a phone recording nearby? And more importantly, if the audio is that bad, why hasn't it leaked yet? Skeptics were quick to question it, like, would a major A-lister really risk getting caught red-handed like this? But then again, Hollywood egos are a powerful thing. Maybe she thought no one was around. Maybe she underestimated how quickly things could spiral.
I think most actors' dream is to be able to do a period piece film, but I got to do an every period piece film because this dates back to 1908 till now. So to explore the different decades, the fashion, the hair and makeup, and just how women were treated in each of those different eras.
Or maybe, just maybe, she believed she was untouchable. Regardless, if this recording does exist and gets released, Blake's career, her credibility, and even her marriage could be in serious jeopardy. Because let's be real, this isn't just a PR nightmare. This is reputation destroying. Now let's be clear, nothing is confirmed yet. Neither Blake nor Justin have officially commented on the alleged recording, and so far, no audio has surfaced. But in today's digital age, the truth almost doesn't matter. The rumor alone has been enough to send the internet into a frenzy, and people are switching sides fast. Some fans are standing by Blake, saying, come on, would she really risk plotting something shady with a phone recording nearby, especially with her own child there? Others, though, they're pointing out that this fits right into a bigger pattern. Selective leaks, carefully framed accusations, and an increasingly tangled web of PR spins. At this point, the lines between truth, damage control, and outright manipulation are getting very blurry. Either way, the damage is already done. Blake's once flawless image, the effortless blend of Hollywood royalty and relatable cool girl charm, is cracking. The industry is watching. Insiders are side-eyeing her next move. And the big question now, does she have a way out of this mess, or is this the beginning of the end?
We always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can. Like, this is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I mean, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh, really? Because I just have one on my list. I didn't. I don't have anyone on my list.
And then it wasn't funny anymore.
No, it's so much more of a burn. He's like, wait, who? And I was like, okay, think of someone. Think of someone. Bob Newhart. I don't know.
And where is Ryan Reynolds in all this? Normally the guy is the undisputed king of social media shade, always ready with a snarky tweet or a playful jab, especially when it comes to his wife. But lately, radio silence. And for someone as chronically online as Ryan, that's suspicious. Early reports claimed he was 100% Team Blake, standing by her through the controversy. But now, some sources are whispering that he's seen the full, unedited text messages, the ones that supposedly paint a very different picture of what went down, and he might be rethinking his stand. So what's really going on? Could this scandal be spilling over into their marriage? We know Hollywood power couples thrive on strong PR games, and right now Blake's brand is taking serious hits. Is Ryan quietly distancing himself to protect his own image, or is he just waiting out the storm, hoping this all blows over before he has to pick a side? Either way, fans are watching, and in an era where silence speaks volumes, his lack of public support for Blake is already fueling even more speculation. At this point, Blake has 3 options. Deny, deny, deny. Call the recording a fake, blame it on misinterpretation, and hope it all blows over. Own it and spin it, say it was all taken out of context, and shift the conversation elsewhere. Go radio silent, let the media frenzy burn out, and wait for the next scandal to take over. But will any of that work when the internet never forgets? So what do y'all think? Did Blake get caught playing PR chess and lose? Or is this just another Hollywood scandal that'll fade with time? Drop your thoughts below because I need to hear what you think. And don't forget, smash that like button because your girl's got bills to pay. Stay tuned because you know this drama isn't over yet.